I was in a bad mood, and Thursday I had to go, and I went to the dentist, and that's never fun, even when it's routine. And I come home, and there were rumors circulating that there was going to be a big announcement at QuakeCon this week.
Oh,
Okay, and and the rumor was that it was going to be an announcement about actual Quake. QuakeCon's been going on for a while, but there hasn't been much Quake because this is kind of a forgotten
I
old
was just
first-person
gonna say there's a
shooter.
whole con dedicated to one game franchise.
No, it started out that way, then it moved on to other FPSs and
Oh, okay, okay.
uh
I'm misunderstanding based on the name.
big announcement this week. Quake remaster announced for PC and consoles. I think the other week we were doing the boomer shooters thing. Did I even
Yeah,
talk about Quake saying I want Quake back, bring Quake back? I think I might have even said that. And
and then they actually did it.
here it is. I'm very happy. Bethesda Softworks and developer ID Software announced a Quake remaster via leaked store pages ahead of an official announcement today. The new Quake remaster is available now on Windows PC, Xbox One via the Xbox Store, and PlayStation 4 via the PlayStation Store, and Nintendo Switch via the eShop. Xbox Series X, S, and PlayStation 5 versions are coming soon as a free upgrade. It's always nice when they give you the free upgrade instead of
Yeah.
charging you. Activision, I'm looking at you. Anyway, the game will also be on Xbox Game Pass. Lastly, if you own the original Quake on Steam, the game has been updated to the Quake remaster entirely free. You can find that here in the Steam store.
I
That's
gotta
nice too.
say that is such good news. It makes me think it's some sort of a joke or something. It's like they're gonna pull the rug out and say, "Ha, fooled you."
There's rug pulling, but it's rug pulling in a good way. Oh, well, at least there's more reveals that are even better than this. Okay, you can
Wow.
find that here in the Steam store. You can find the rundown via the Microsoft below. Developed by the award-winning id Software, Quake is the groundbreaking original dark fantasy first-person shooter that inspires today's retro-style first-person shooter games. Deborah and I was saying they're like newer games being made in that style. It's
Yeah.
it's mainly because of Quake. I mean, there are other games too that they're inspired by too, but that's a
Right.
big one. Now experience the authentic, updated, and visually enhanced version of the original. Experience the original game enhanced. Enjoy the original authentic version of Quake, now with up to 4K and widescreen resolution support, enhanced models, dynamic and colored lighting, anti-aliasing, depth of field, the original atmospheric soundtrack and theme song by Trent Reznor, and more. Nine Inch
This
Nails
is
fame.
this is the kind of thing. I mean, to say it does my heart good is kind of underselling it. I mean, we've talked about games being updated by fans, and the companies coming along and not shutting them down, but saying, "Hey, can we just take this and make it available?"
Yeah.
And the fans are like, "Okay."
There
Nobody makes any money off of it, but it generates so freaking much goodwill. The
this
fans put in this work, so they get the credit. The company takes it and makes it freely available to everybody. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened here. There was actually probably some
Well,
effort
sort
put
of.
into
I'm going
this.
to get into that.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't mean to get ahead of
Well,
you.
no. Yeah. Okay, but there's never been a better time to play Quake. Play the Dark Fantasy campaign. You are a ranger, a warrior armed with powerful arsenal weapons, fight corrupted knights, deformed ogres, and an army of twisted creatures across 4 dimensions of infested military bases, ancient medieval castles, lava-filled dungeons, and Gothic cathedrals in search of the 4 magic ruins. Only after you have collected the ruins will hold the power to defeat the ancient evil that threatens all of humanity. Okay. Get the original and new expansion packs. Let me explain this to you. They're giving you the old expansion packs. So it comes with the both original expansion packs as well as 2 expansion packs developed by the award-winning team of Machine Games, Dimension of the Past and All New Dimension of Fear. So they're giving you new stuff too along with this, okay?
Yeah, and that is that not what fans are basically clamoring about? Because they basically
Yeah.
say, look, we could argue about whether or not we like the new stuff, and even if we don't like it, just let us keep the old stuff. Don't take it away from us.
When this company released the Doom 1 and 2 re-releases, all throughout the years, people have been making, I don't know if mods is the correct thing, but they've been making new Doom campaigns on their own and releasing them.
Sure,
And they've actually been making them available for you to download with Doom 1 and 2. I think they're going to do the same thing with this Quake game.
I do
Okay.
too. Yeah,
So, and for free. For free. You get a lot of free content with this game. It's only $9.99. If you wait for it to go on sale, it'll probably be half that. Okay, and here you go. Download additional free mods and missions. Expand your experience with free curated fan-made and official mods and missions such as. Let me talk to you a little bit about my own personal history with Quake. I'm not a PC guy. You know this,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I had a Nintendo 64 back in the day, and we got a version of Quake on the Nintendo 64 called Quake 64. And it ran pretty well. It was a decent version of Quake. I think it was missing 5 of the levels from the PC version. It didn't have the Trent Reznor score, but they got Aubrey Hodges to do the score. He's also very good because I think they had to make it for cartridge. So, and he's also very good at doing this dark ambient music like Trent Reznor. So it's a comparable score to the Trent Reznor score, in my opinion. Some people like it better. Some people like the Trent Reznor score better. But it was really cool. And when I first I think I was watching Stephanie Janicek's live stream, and I was going, and while I was listening to that, I saw the news about Quake, and I briefly was watching the trailer for the new game. And I'm like, I don't even have to think about this. I'm downloading. I'm paying for it. Downloading it right now. Okay, download it. I go into the option screens because they have all these options. Like, is there a sound option for the Aubrey Hodges score from Quake 64 on here? No. Well, that's okay. I knew that was asking too much. I then decide, I wonder if there's any free content available. I go to the free content section.
Uh-huh.
Quake 64. The entire Nintendo 64 game that I had on my Nintendo 64 is there as a free download with the Aubrey Hodges score. And
you still get it.
I still get my entire Nintendo 64 version. Now, granted, it's not going to be as good as the PC version, but it's cool that it's there, and you can actually compare and contrast what they were able to do on the Nintendo 64, and it has the Aubrey Hodges soundtrack. So only 9. So they gave me the game I grew up with, along with the enhanced PC version.
I can tell you, we were one of the other things we were talking about when we were talking about old games was I was talking about Ultima, and
Yeah.
I was kind of ripping on you, saying you don't always have to get the console stuff, because there's emulators on PC. Well, the thing about some of these emulators is sometimes you get the emulator, but you don't get like the music. So I can play like Ultima 4, but I don't get the music. But what I can do is I can separately download that music. And I can, if I want to, when I go into the dungeon, I can play the dungeon music. Or when I go into a combat, I can play the combat music. But the real reason that I want it, and we're talking like 32-bit type music here,
Sure.
but I still love it,
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
no, I
to,
understand that.
I used to like using the combat music. Dun da 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 dun 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 da da. I used to play that during Dungeons and Dragons games when we have our combats.
Yeah, no, I mean, some of these people like the old electronic scores. And to be fair, by the time they got to Nintendo 64, they were using MIDI now. They were able to use MIDI with those cartridges.
Yeah.
So it has, but there's also limited cartridge space. So he had to, this guy was a genius how he was able to make these really ambient scores and put them on the cartridge.
Oh, yeah.
He did they recently released Doom 64, which was the exclusive Doom game made for the Nintendo 64 that was made available last year. And now they gave us Quake this year. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I think we'll get Quake 2 next year. I think they'll do it, which is also a great game. It's very different from this game. I have to say, though, one thing I didn't like about this article, they call it a dark fantasy. This is a horror game, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, I think you might be splitting hairs there, but I do see your point.
This world, I'm sorry, this world you're stuck in, your human character, I don't want to be there. It's horrible, scary-looking castles. You have these ogres walking around with chainsaws.
No, you're right. It is. It is like you've gone into a hell dimension. That's true.
But they probably don't want to say that because they don't want to have you think it's like Doom, even though it kind of is in a way. It's by the same people that made Doom.
Right.
And there's all sorts of horrible things. There are these zombies here. I got to tell you, I like video games and computer games. I'm not good at them. We had the argument the other week. Remember I was talking about how I hate how they're trying to hold your hand. This version does not hold your hand. I picked normal mode. I must have gone through level 3 at least 20 times, maybe more, just to get through it. But that's what I love about these games. You can get your butt kicked and then just start over and start again and again and again. It's almost like that movie, that Tom Cruise movie with Emily Blunt, the Live, Die, Repeat. You know
Yeah.
that one? Did you see that? I think in many ways that movie best encapsulates what it's like living in a video game, because you get killed and then you start over again, and you get killed and
Yeah.
you start over again until you beat the level, and then you go on to level 4, and I'm going to get my butt kicked, probably worse. But that's what I love about these old first person shooters, and I'm glad that they're having a resurgence, and that they're making new shooters in this style as well, and I'm very excited. And this is what I needed this week. I need to be stuck in this hell dimension fighting these horrible things.
Oh gosh, the news has been so bad that being stuck in a hell dimension fighting demons is an escape for you.
Well,